The Merrick family was from New England and lived in New York State for a time. But 4 years before moving to Florida, they lived in Duxbury, Massachusetts, which was very close to Boston. George's father, Solomon Merrick, was a minister, and his mother, Althea, was an artist. Unfortunately, in the winter of 1899, one of the Merrick daughters died of diphtheria, and Solomon Merrick's health began to decline. Althea's father suggested that they move down south to a warmer climate in the newly established city of Miami. So, sight unseen, the Merricks purchased a 160-acre homestead 5 miles from the city of Miami, in the back country of Coconut Grove. George and his father went ahead of the family to prepare the homestead, and when they arrived, they found that all they had was some scrubby pine land. There was a shack and a bunch of guava trees, but since they had spent most of their money on purchasing this land, they decided to make the best of it. George sold their first harvest of guavas from the trees to a man in Coconut Grove, which they then in turn used to buy vegetables, which George planted in the area which is now the Granada Golf Course. When they harvested the vegetables, George would get on a cart driven by a mule and go 4 hours to the city of Miami selling the vegetables door to door. Althea, meanwhile, convinced the Dade County School Board to open a school in a cabin on their property. It opened up in 1901. In the same year, Solomon Merrick became minister of the Coconut Grove Union Church. Meanwhile, George and his father planted a grove of grapefruits. During all this time and difficulty, Solomon's motto was, "Things would be better when the groves begin to bear." In 1907, the groves finally did begin to bear, and brought the Merricks a steady income which allowed George to go off to college. Around that time, Althea designed a house made of rock to replace the pioneer cabin that they had been living in, and in 1910, the house was completed. Since it was made of coral rock, the house was named Coral Gables, and still stands at the same spot today.
Oh well, as long as it gets you around, you'll be all right.
I've decided to take you up on your offer.
In the time I knew and worked with him, Alfie always showed an immense amount of initiative, which makes it no surprise that he achieved as much as he did.
Because if you go shouting your business from the rooftops, there's a good chance you'll wind up getting clipped.
Oh, I suppose that would explain it.
In any case, the bookworm over there is Carlton Meeks. From what I understand, he's in the real estate game.